Good morning. This morning I'm going to talk about Saint Isidore the Farmer. A fairly interesting saint. And it's interesting when we hear the lives of different saints. I don't know about for you, but for me, it just kind of grabs me the fact that, hey, I could do that or I could be that. To some of them, they do such phenomenal things. You think, oh, I could never do that. So today's saint is particularly good. Saint Isidore the Farmer. He was born in 1070 and lived to 1130. So if we do our math, he was 60 when he passed away. And much later, it's in the year 1622, they canonized 5 saints at the same time. They canonized St. Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Jesuits, St. Francis Xavier, St. Teresa of Avila, my favorite saint, and St. Philip Neri. And the 5th one was St. Isidore. And he was very different and unique in the fact that St. Isidore was a farmer. He didn't write, he didn't preach, he just was a holy fellow. He didn't leave any inspiration. He's a simple farm worker. He works for a wealthy landowner, and he works for him his whole life. He's devoted to his they had a very good relationship with his wife Maria, and they had one child, and he died in childbirth, so they had no children, but he went to church every day, and he just worked hard as a farmer. But the people could sense the fact that this guy had something, and I just think, wouldn't it be wonderful if by our actions people thought, hey, we have something. So he attends Mass daily, and he's what's called a campesinos. And these are the workers all over the world who work the farms and the dreary work of life. And yet, if they work and do their menial task, and we really break down what all of us do, we just do menial little tasks. If we can sense the presence of God in that whole, hey, we too can join Isidore in being saintly. There's a lot of rumors about how generous he was, so that people that came and begged for food, even though they didn't have a lot at their table, they wouldn't let anyone come. Anyone who knocked on the door, came in, and was able to eat with them at their table. There's even a story where he looks at some chickens and sees that they're very hungry. Let's see, one winter day, he was so moved, this awful noise, some hungry birds. He opened his sack of corn and poured half of it out, and these birds got to eat. And then, as the story goes, when he finally got to where he's taking the corn to, the bag was full. Well, these are older stories, and they tend to grow over time. The point is, though, he had a generous spirit. Regardless of how that manifests itself, he had a generous spirit. So here he is, this holy peasant, well recognized in his little community, not teaching, not preaching, not saying anything, and yet he's recognized as a saint. In the recognition of saints, this author has a great line here. This is Robert Ellsberg writes the book All Saints. He has a great line here that you really got to catch. He says, though happily married, he communed with the angels. In the list of canonized saints, his type is surprisingly rare. In heaven, presumably less so. Perhaps a lot of us will be in heaven one day. We have a very merciful, loving God, so we should be having an excitement about that which is to come. Let us live today, enjoying the day, but with a certain excitement of even after we die, it's not going to be a bad thing. It's going to be a wonderful thing. And heaven is something to look forward to and to be enthused about. So let us be enthused and let us enjoy our day. May God bless you.